Have you ever wondered why being the good guy doesn't always seem to get you the results you expect? You treat her with respect, you show up for her, you text back fast, you try to be the man she can rely on. Yet somehow, she doesn't respond with the same energy. It can feel confusing, even unfair, and it leaves a lot of men questioning themselves. But the truth isn't that women don't want good men. It's that they want good men who also carry strength, confidence, boundaries, presence, and identity. Today, we're going to dive into exactly why some men get overlooked, why the nice guy approach sometimes backfires, and how you can shift into becoming the kind of man who naturally commands respect and attraction without pretending, without playing games, and without changing who you are at the core. The first thing you need to understand is that being kind is not the problem. Nobody is turned off by kindness. What turns people off is when kindness is used as a strategy instead of an authentic quality. A lot of men fall into the trap of being nice because they think niceness equals attraction, and that's where things start going wrong. When you're being overly agreeable, when you're always bending your schedule to match hers, when you're afraid to disappoint her or say something she might not like, you're not coming across as kind, you're coming across as someone who needs approval to feel worthy. But a man who knows his value doesn't live like that. He doesn't hand out his kindness like a business card, hoping it gets him accepted. His kindness is rooted in confidence. He's respectful because that's who he is, not because he's trying to earn a spot in her life. This difference between kindness given from strength versus kindness given from insecurity changes everything. Women can feel it instantly. Confidence is what makes kindness attractive. Confidence is what makes respect meaningful. Confidence is what turns a nice guy into a high-value man that she actually wants to invest in. Another powerful shift comes when you start setting boundaries without hesitation. Most men misunderstand boundaries. They think boundaries cause conflict, or they think saying no makes them rude or difficult. But women are naturally drawn to men who have a clear sense of self, who have lines they don't cross, who stand by what they believe, even when emotions get involved. Boundaries communicate self-respect louder than words ever could. When you're willing to walk away from disrespect, when you speak up instead of staying silent, when you don't rearrange your entire life just to get someone's attention, you send a message: I value myself, and I don't compromise who I am to be liked. That message is magnetic. It creates stability, safety, and admiration. A man without boundaries becomes predictable, unexciting, and easy to take for granted. But a man with boundaries becomes someone who stands out, someone who knows his worth, someone who doesn't chase, he chooses. And that's a completely different level of attraction. Respect yourself enough to walk away from anything that drains your peace, disrespects your values, or makes you feel small. When you hold that standard, the right person will rise to meet it, and the wrong one will naturally fall away. But boundaries alone aren't enough. You also need emotional stability, one of the strongest traits women look for, often without even realizing it. A lot of nice guys open up too fast, reveal too much, too soon, and end up overwhelming her with emotion, insecurity, or constant reassurance seeking. Being open isn't the issue, it's the imbalance. Emotional strength doesn't mean you hide your feelings. It means you handle them with maturity, calmness, and awareness. Life will throw challenges your way. Relationships will test you. People will disappoint you. But a high-value man doesn't let every setback control his mood. He doesn't react to everything emotionally. He processes, he thinks, he responds with clarity and composure. That stability creates safety. It shows leadership. It proves you're someone she can rely on when things get tough. not someone who falls apart or gets anxious at every small change in her behavior. When you can stay grounded even during chaos, when you don't let your emotions control your self-worth, you become the kind of man who brings peace into a room. And peace is rare. Peace is attractive. Peace is unforgettable. There's also something powerful about not revealing everything at once, the element of mystery. Today's men often believe that constant availability will make a woman feel more secure and more attracted. But the truth is, mystery sparks curiosity, and curiosity fuels attraction. If you're always online, always texting instantly, always free whenever she calls, always sharing every plan you have, there's nothing for her to wonder about. No space for her mind to linger on you. No intrigue, no anticipation. Humans are naturally drawn to discovery. What's already fully known becomes predictable. And predictable becomes boring. But when you're a man who has a life, goals, a mission, routines, passions, and responsibilities, when your world doesn't revolve around her, she feels that. And suddenly, she wants to learn more. She wants to know what drives you. She wants to understand what keeps you busy. She wants to feel like she earned a place in your world, not like she was handed it by default. When you carry mystery, not through manipulation, but by actually living a fulfilling life, you create a pull that is far more powerful than chasing or oversharing ever could. And finally, perhaps the most important shift of all, staying true to who you are without apology. Too many men change themselves to fit what they think a woman wants. They hide their hobbies, pretend to like things they don't care about, tone down their personality, silence their opinions, or reshape themselves into a version they believe will be more appealing, but that never works long term. The attraction built on pretending collapses the moment your real self shows up. But authenticity, unapologetic, confident authenticity, that is magnetic. When you're proud of your passions, when you're excited about your own life, when you express your views with respect, when you don't shrink yourself to keep someone comfortable, you become unforgettable. You show strength, identity, and purpose. You show that you belong to yourself first, and that is extremely attractive. So at the end of the day, being a good man is not the problem. The world needs good men. Women appreciate good men. But what truly separates the men who get taken for granted from the men who get respected and pursued is simple. Confidence behind your kindness, strength behind your emotions, boundaries behind your love, purpose behind your actions, and authenticity behind your personality. When you shift from seeking approval to owning your worth, everything changes. You stop chasing and start choosing. You stop over-explaining and start expressing. You stop trying to be liked and start being respected. And that's when the right person won't just notice you, they'll value you. If this message helped you see the difference between being nice and being high value, make sure you follow for more powerful insights on becoming the strongest version of yourself.